On this channel, we started discussing the upcoming referendum weeks ago. And now those who keep track of the mainstream media will notice that the word referendum is starting to make an appearance. Yeah. Now in our continued effort of trying to stay well ahead of the pack, the rest of the political analysis pack, I want us to take a closer look at what we should expect in this referendum and the major changes which are going to be proposed. I assure you that is going to be very interesting. Okay? And we'll start that discussion right away, immediately after this short commercial break. Yeah, don't go away.
Kenya inchi yangu, Kenya inchi yangu iliyo uhuru. Inchi iliyo uhuru, toka sasa mpaka milele. Kenya inchi yangu, Kenya inchi yangu naishelea. Katika maisha na nguvu zangu zote, Kenya inchi yetu ya kibinadamu. Twaichelea inchi yetu, maridadi yenye upole. Kenya inchi yetu ya udugu.
Welcome back. Now, at the center and at the heart of the referendum that Kenyans are going to go into will be the question of whether to have a parliamentary system or a hybrid system. Okay? Now, what do I mean by the hybrid system? Let me take you back to the Yash Palgai constitution, or rather the Yash Palgai proposed constitution. Yeah? Of course, what happened is that that constitution was torn to shreds by the Kibaki administration, and the watered-down document they took to a referendum failed. Kenyans voted against it. You'll remember that. But now it is clearly emerging that what Professor Yash Palgai and his team did is going to stand the test of time, because all indications are that we are going back, we're going right back to his proposed constitution. And the things which were proposed there are what Kenyans are going to be asked to vote for or against in an upcoming referendum very soon. Now, it is important to note that what Yash Palgai's team did is that they went all over the country. Yep. And they asked for views from Kenyans. They talked to Kenyans. Okay. And these were constitutional lawyers. So they did a very beautiful thing, because they talked to Kenyans, and then they not only understood Kenyans, but they also read between the lines. Now, one of the things that emerged is that Kenyans, the Kenyan voter, cannot actually wrap his mind or her mind around a system that does not have a president. You explain to them very carefully how a parliamentary system works and why it's good for the country. And then after all your labored explanations, diagrams, etc., you'll still hear them asking you, na president itakuwa namna gani? And so what this brilliant Yash Palgai team did is that they created a hybrid system. They proposed a hybrid system where you would have a ceremonial president with minimal powers, and all the powers would be with an executive prime minister. Now, the thing that did not go down well with politicians was the fact that this ceremonial president with minimal powers was going to be elected. So politicians were asking, you go into a campaign, you spend a fortune to a campaign, for what? For you to be elected a ceremonial president? They just couldn't take that one. And so that's the first thing politicians shut down when they were negotiating the new constitution. However, fascinatingly, that is exactly where we're going back to. And here's why. Okay? If you take a referendum to Kenyans with a pure parliamentary system, yeah, with only a prime minister, then you're asking for trouble. Yeah, chances are it will be shot down. Yeah, you'll have wasted a whole referendum. People are not going to say yes. However, if you clothe the whole thing in such a way that you have a powerful executive prime minister, and then you have a ceremonial president, maybe throw in a bit of power, yeah, into that president, make sure that he's a national unifying factor, that there will never ever be a situation where he will be reduced into a tribal person, yeah, a person who looks for clusters of tribes to support him so that he remains in power, yeah. If you do that, then that particular proposal will sail through any referendum in Kenya. And so chances are very high that that is exactly what's going to happen. We're going to end up with a system where we'll have both a prime minister and a president. Now, ever since I started the Kumekucha blog, this has been a subject which has been very close to my heart. Indeed, I've always been saying that Kenyans deserve a parliamentary system, that only a parliamentary system can serve tribal Kenya. Indeed, it is the reason why I penned the very popular book, Dark Secrets of the Kenyan Presidency. Yeah, because what I wanted was to portray the evil that has been committed in this country because of that office. Now, some people have read this book for the first time in recent times, and what they've told me is that, hey, Chris, you're a prophet. You predicted this thing a long time ago. Now, why have they been telling me this? They've been telling me this because everything that has gone wrong with the Uhuru Kenyatta presidency has to do with this issue. Kenyans wrote a new constitution, but it still did not stop the evil from State House. There is only one way to stop that evil, and that is to remove the power from State House. There's no other way. In other words, have a president and have a prime minister, have two centers of power, and you change everything for the better. Now you can be sure that even before somebody crafts the referendum question to ask Kenyans, already the Rift Valley are saying no. And the reason is obvious. The reason is that William Ruto, in creating the Uhuru presidency in 2013, yeah, envisaged a situation whereby when Uhuru leaves power, he will also enjoy the same power. And now you're telling him that you want to trim down the powers of the president? Hell no. Hatutakubali. We will not accept, loosely translated, that's what I've said, yeah? That is what DP Ruto camp is saying. Now, this is rather fascinating because this is a classic case of where individual personal interests clash against national interests. Now, the people with individual personal interests are not going to say they're individual and they're personal. They're going to create reasons why why it is national. What they're arguing for is for the good of the country. Yeah, that's how politics is. And already I've heard the rhetoric. Yeah, DP Ruto people are saying, why are we changing the constitution because of an individual? Yeah, of course they're referring to Raila Odinga. Yeah, why are we going to all this trouble, all this expense because of an individual? Yeah, can't you leave us alone to concentrate on development? Can't you leave us alone to create jobs for Kenyans? We can make those constitutional changes later. Yeah, what they actually mean is that you can make changes after I leave office. DP Ruto, that is. Now, in my humble view, DP William Ruto is fighting a losing battle. If I were him, I would re-strategize. I would go back to the drawing boards and decide what I want. Whether I want to be a powerful executive prime minister or whether I want to be a partially powerful but mainly a ceremonial president. That would be the right play, yeah. But fighting against the good of the vast majority of increasingly enlightened Kenyans is a losing battle. It's a battle you can never win. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.